Video games are loved by all. Regardless of ideologies, race or beliefs, games, for a moment of time, jump you into a world where you can be whoever you want. So what happens when a game company takes that away from you? Taking loved gaming experiences and instead forcing their agendas upon you. In this video, we'll dive into a topic that's rather sensitive, but for a very good reason. Why are games failing, and who is Sweet Baby Inc? Disclaimer. Nothing spoken about today is presented as discriminatory. I am presenting facts from research that I have found, and as stated, we're all here for one reason: to play video games. That being said, I am a white male with no disabilities. My experience with my environment will be very different to yours, and that goes for everyone, so when discussing this in the comments, use it as a discussion, not bullying. There is two words you need to understand: DEI, which means diversity, equality and inclusion, and ESG, environmental, social, governance. Who are Sweet Baby Inc? On paper, Sweet Baby Inc are a script writer and storytelling company to help expand and develop the game. Sweet Baby has a lot of experience under their belt, working with large publishers such as Ubisoft, Warner Bros, Xbox and Square Enix. Although they might develop the game and help expand the world, they help companies shape their games to apply better to DEI and ESG. And what is the reason behind this? If we look at the bigger picture, a game developer, say for instance Rocksteady, needs a publisher, so they have Warner Bros to back them. And then Warner Bros needs to follow procedures to keep their shareholders happy. Two big shareholders in the gaming industry is Vanguard and BlackRock, two multi-trillion-dollar companies. Yet Warner Bros is one to name a few. They do the same for EA, Ubisoft and Microsoft. So if we take a trillion-dollar company at face value, they are strict on DEI and ESG, because I'm sure they're all saints when it comes to the world of trading. So to keep the industry happy, to keep the shareholders on Warner Bros. Side, they hire in a company like Sweet Baby Inc, a forward-thinking company that shapes games to appeal to what they deem to think is the right direction. And as long as the shareholders are happy and their reputation is intact, all is good. Sweet Baby Inc is a scriptwriter that represents DEI fundamentally. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But the dark side of this company starts to lie when you find out they're joining companies, and this is what happens.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups, and if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
The CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. manipulating companies and big publishers to get what they want, to then know it reflects on the media that could fundamentally affect the shareholders. See how this can all interlink? Even the employees are very, very vocal.
My name is Dana Launders. I'm the head developer of Validate Struggling Singles in Your Area. I am also a writer on Spirit Swap. So I'm a non-binary MILF in training, and I've been in the industry for 1 year. Making a game is a lot of work. But honestly, looking back at it, I wish I kind of knew how to do this before I actually went into it. There is not a lot of guides of how to get started with your games. And the guides that do exist are very white-centric. And I'm going to say that because I am not afraid anymore. I am clearly not a white person. I am clearly not a white man. I'm a Black non-binary woman. So it was pretty difficult for me because a lot of people did not take me seriously when I first joined the industry, which I think is kind of crazy because I'm making a game just like everyone else, so why wouldn't you take me seriously? Like, is it because I'm Black? I mean, it probably is, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of sucks. If a white man made Validate, it would be fucking everywhere. That game would be everywhere.
Are you ready to find that future bae? Or will you mess up and fumble the bag?
And after her attempt to validate her thoughts, a ex-friend / colleague had this to say about her. I don't believe it is true when you say you wanted your team to be safe. You have failed to do that with us, your first group. You put "fuck white people" on a graphic of a character I designed. and it put many of us in jeopardy. I was being stalked, and I have episodes. When seeing this, it presents the message that if you're bad at something, it's not because of the lack of skill you have, but the fact that you're a minority and they are privileged and you're the one in the right, when simply it could just be the game didn't lack any depth, any fidelity, and you shouldn't be realistically script writing for this company. The issue being here, once they join the company and any backlash happens, until recent events, it would be always targeted at the developers, when they might not even have full creative control of what's needing to be done, and things such as the DEI and the ESG are being forced upon them games and colleagues to make sure that they fit a criteria that's needed to be met. A fantastic source for all this news is Twitter Grums. It's an inside information on Sweet Baby and their aggressive approach, and he keeps you updated daily about everything related to the game industry. Flintlock is a prime example of Sweet Baby Inc. sinking their teeth into a game. They might have been asked to join the company, but what's really going on here? Kepler Games, the publisher of Flintlock, has a majority shareholder with NetEase. Not going to go into the company, I have another video for that. And even though my theories on this could be speculation based off information I've provided, regardless, staff who worked on the project who left for whatever reason weren't properly credited. And then you look at the credits itself and there is no evidence of Sweet Baby, even though they did have an impact on the game. Leading to believe, did the staff members leave because of creative differences? And the issue being that it's impacting famous IPs, and this is where the issues lie. Let's take Suicide Squad. Here we have a script writer of two of the Batman Arkham games. He was the writer of the 90s Batman series and a co-creator of Harley Quinn. Yet they hired these two and took the game in a completely different direction that no one wanted. The underlying issue here is, and I'm sorry if I'm swearing, but I'm passionate about this, is I don't give a fuck about your gender, race, pronouns, whatever. If it fits the narrative, that's fine. If anything, I welcome it. Yet destroying an iconic IP isn't something that just happens. A multi-million-dollar game that's being produced doesn't just decide to mix it up. Once again, Ubisoft with its new Assassin's Creed title, where you play as a black guy who's apparently gay, is a whole topic in itself, with ancient Japan, a black samurai who likes men. Writing a script for the first year of production, it never crossed your mind that that's not remotely accurate for the period it's set in. Here's Gums summing up their apology and justification for this. Pause the video to look through it, it's really funny. And once again, it is not the fact that a black samurai in ancient Japan who's gay is an issue. It's the fact that the IP of Assassin's Creed isn't based on events that happened. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, please hit a like and feedback, anything in the comments down below. I'd like to hear your thoughts and your investigations on this. Sweet Baby Inc. is just one of 100 companies hired to add a layer of DEI and ESG. Earlier this year, Microsoft was firing teams that were DEI as they no longer needed them because it wasn't important for the company. With actions like that, it just states that stories in video games and the environment are being added to tick a criteria instead of add a layer of immersion. Once again, it doesn't matter about anything that describes you as a person, gay, black, lesbian, white, Muslim. Regardless, if it fits the narrative, it's just when it's forced upon changing a character's skin because they need to tick that box, that's when there's an issue. Companies like BlackRock and Vanguard have an impact on what games are like today, with more and more games being boycotted due to these issues. Maybe they will notice. Once again, I hope you enjoyed a dive into the world of Sweet Baby Inc. Leave your feedback down below, I'd like to hear it. And I'll see you in the next one.